Hello, good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Shekinah Family Podcast, live podcast. And we are live here at the King Arubi Studios. And with me today, it's a fun and packed filled studio full of vibrant teenagers from the Shekinah family. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Check if your mics are on and say hello to the online audience.
Hello.
Hello,
Good
guys.
morning.
Hello.
Okay. I don't like this energy. We are all teenagers. We are young. Even that Basi is a teenager. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Aha.
This point.
Okay. So welcome everyone, and today we'll be having an interesting conversation about teens and the value they bring to the society. They say we are the leaders of tomorrow, but if the leaders of tomorrow do not start prepping for leadership now, when tomorrow comes, it will still be a story of I was told I was the leader of tomorrow, but now I'm just another civilian just living life. And to start this conversation, we'll be asking everyone to introduce themselves. Marianne is in the studio, so yeah, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what vitamin or value have you been spreading around.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Alozie Marianne. I'm a Shekinah family teenager. So the value I've been spreading that I can actually share is the fact that I've been attending school, and it's not something I've done before, being in a leadership position. So I'm getting to know more teenagers, getting to play around more teenagers and be very have fun with them. So I think I'm spreading value through that.
All right. So for Alozie Marianne, she spreads value through communication with other teenagers, godly conversations she's having with them, and then she's building her interpersonal relationship skills with them also. So let's get the next person in the show. Tell us your name and how you've been spreading your values.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Agnes Ubon, and I have been spreading value through my relationship with people. I've been very caring, checking up on people, being kind, serving, and doing my best to see that people are happy around me. Thank you.
Can we have the next person talk?
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Olatunji Tenidola. I'm a teenager from Shekinah family. I'm a graphics designer, a student, a chess player, and a keyboardist. So one of the ways I've been able to spread value through the things I do is in the aspect of graphics designing. I make designs, mind-blowing designs that communicate different things depending on what people actually want to see. So basically, and as a student, I tutor people, I teach people, some of my classmates, some juniors, and all of that. So I believe that way I'm spreading value and helping people to be better persons.
Of course, you are spreading value. Let's have the next person.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. My name is Omon Zinjile Oselumesele Fortune. That is OO Fortune for short. I'm into sales and marketing, graphic design, and more of social media management. And I spread value by educating young minds, prepping them for growth and personal investment, and I create content about that. So that's all about me.
Let's have the next person speak, please.
Okay, so good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Ibe Esther by name. I'm a model, by the way, and I'm also into videography in the Shekinah family. So how I spread value by modeling is I have younger ones, and I have friends that don't actually believe in themselves. Why? Because of their body stature, thinking maybe they are too slim, not beautiful. But yeah, entering into the modeling world, I've helped most of my friends have confidence in their body and themselves.
Wow, that's amazing stuff. Let's have you, Mr. Man.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu Emmanuel, and I'm a graduate of University of Lagos. I'm team captain of my school team. Okay, for me, the way I've been giving people values to make sure all footballers they are all disciplined. Keep coming to team training, come early, even though I'm still living by example, don't do things behind what the coach is saying. For me, I think that's all.
So you're spreading value in the sports arena. That's wonderful. And Esther is spreading value by helping our fellow teenagers being confident in their body. Fortune is a brand. Um, as you see, Astis, it does brand promotion, social media marketing, and it educates young mind. Um, Tenny does graphic designing, and she's a more talented instrumentalist, chess player.
Keyboard player.
That's really amazing.
Close.
Agnes has great communication skills with other teenagers. Same with Marianne. Well, we're not alone in the studio. We have Daddy Bassi. This one is the introduction. If you're a member of Shekinah family, you know Daddy Bassi already. So I'll let Daddy Bassi say a word or two. Introduce yourself, sir.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Godwin Bassi, Daddy Bassi for short, like we all know. Currently, I'm the head of the Teenagers Department in Shekinah. And my joy and how I spread value to the teenagers is I take joy in seeing teenagers do well. Because I'm a father and I have teenagers in my home too. So it gives me delight and it gives me joy to see that teenagers are doing well. Living in a world full of vices, negative vices. And if our teenagers are not properly guided, there is the tendency that they will fall into these vices that is not good for their health and their spiritual lives. So it is my joy in any way that I can to help teenagers grow and do well. Thank you.
And that's evident because if you know that the Bassi, you know, he is a vibe to be around with, especially with the young ones. He dances, plays, and he's very, very free with them. That's a lot of value right there. Let's have the first lady in the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Clementina Bassi, Clems for short. So I'm one of Shekinah Teenagers facilitator, supporting Daddy Bassi to make sure these teenagers are standing. You know, I'm someone that love teenagers. Like, I love to see them be who they want to be, not because of any other thing or what people say, because these teenagers actually need motivation to make sure they are where they are. Some of them need somebody to push them. So I'm here as a teenager facilitator to always push them, tell them who they are, and give them that confidence they need to grow. Thank you.
And that's true. Maybe you should also give them tiger nuts to help them grow too. By the way, she makes the best tiger nut anyways.
Yes, sir.
So this edition of the Shekinah Family Podcast is one that I'm very passionate about because I did not have mentorship growing up as a teenager, and it felt like there were a lot of vices, but it was just God that kept me on the path that I should go. And not so many teenagers would be that fortunate. You know, people are doing bad things and they're telling you, you go away, will no one spoil you. And I'm like, what do you people mean by you don't want to spoil me? You know, people are going to go and smoke, and then when I want to follow them to the uncomputer building, they will send me back. You know, people are going to club and I, you know where you go out, your mama go to find you. So they just find a way to sideline me. And I just would have turned out terribly if I'd had the opportunity to go with any of those vices that were prevalent in my time. And I know for most of you, I mean, the world has changed and technology is everywhere. If you don't want the child to go outside, it's right there on the phone, right? People join secret court from right from online. You know, people do terrible things just from online. But we're fortunate to have godly teenagers in this generation. And the way to get more godly teenagers is by each one winning one. And so this morning, as we continue with this conversation, I will just ask Daddy Bassi to start this conversation by telling us the things that in his own time, the things that helped him to stay sane as a teenager. And Mama Clem too will do the same, and then conversation will open up from there. So.
Thank you very much. Many years back, as a teenager, many years back, they were, as it were, vices in our days, but not as they are right now. And I was more like a playful person, somebody that is very curious. I was very curious, always want to do everything, be everywhere, meet everybody. But you see, I had this background, this Christian background. My dad, my mom, they were pastors at the time. But even at that, as a pastor's child, you sneak out to go and do one or two things. But then, the training and the lesson, because they always ensure we go to church. You must go to church. Somehow, somewhere at the back of my mind, I knew that there's something about me, something different, to the point where when I go out with friends and they get involved in some things, I just don't find myself doing those things with them. Even when I tried to push myself to do it, something kept holding me back. All right? So I struggled at some point to be a bad boy. I struggled because I wanted to belong. I wanted to associate with my friends. I wanted to do the things they were doing so that they don't call me a Jew man. I wanted to, as a teenager, I wanted to have a girlfriend. A girlfriend. And my friends would call me names and they would chase me away, just like you said. They would chase me away. But deep down inside of me, I just knew that something was preventing me. I was not happy about it. I was not part of them too.
Seems like there's always something pushing us
Yeah.
back. Yeah, I felt the same way too. My mates go to pursue me.
I'm telling you, and they'll get involved in things, and you see they come out, they are happy. People are going, associating with them, calling them names.
They were the cool kids.
The cool kids, happening guys. And you, this same age mate, you are on your own, like almost a nobody. And you know the greatest desire of a human being is association.
Yeah, to be known, to be
to
seen,
be known,
to be heard.
to feel among, to belong. But that thing inside just kept on holding me back to a point where I just said, whoa, if I cannot, I cannot. Let me just do it on my own.
And one of the things that Basi just said now that I think most of us in the studio did not hear is wanting to belong. But you see, the thing about value is that if you don't put value on yourself and you do not see the value in yourself, no one will. Now, these people carry themselves in a certain way and you make them they feel valuable.
Exactly.
But deep down inside, they are dying.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
When you put on an outfit, you look at the outfit and say you look good, but you are the one that's giving that outfit, that fitting.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to see value in yourself first. Then people begin to see you as valuable.
Correct.
So that is one thing I take from Daddy Bassi's story. Mama Clem, let's hear from you. I want you to come from an angle where Daddy Bassi talk about him not being able to even keep a girlfriend because the Holy Spirit will not allow him. So I want you to talk about relationship and how you were able to keep yourself as a teenager. And talk from that angle.
Okay, thank you very much. So I was smiling because my story of growing up is actually a different case entirely, because I'm this child that is so loved that I didn't have the opportunity of living with my parents for 2 very long time. So I'm that child that at a particular age, somebody will come and say, Mama, Dad, I want this girl to be with me. And being the kind of generous and happy family we are, my mom will say, will you go? Definitely, Clementina will go. And I've actually lived with more than 7 persons that I can remember. So growing up as a teenager, I learned a lot because I was dealt with. I learned and relearned again because some families will not treat you the way you expected as a teenager. But being that in my own home before I left, I was trained to follow a particular path. So whenever that pressure is on me as a teenager, I tend to remember one day I wanted to do something and I remember the kind of slap my father would have given to me. And that's even, it resets my mind from what I wanted to do. I will even be talking in school. I will tell you that If my father hear that I do this kind of thing, this is what he will do. So that consciousness, because of the background I was coming from, did not give me that chance. Even though I was not living under the roof of my parents, I see everybody around me as a guide and as my parents. So when it comes to relationship as a teenager, I learned not to be stupid. I like to use that word, not to be stupid, which is one of the traits I'm having now. I believe that as a growing child, as a teenager, there's some certain things that should be default in your life for you to do. That when you go to a family, you learn how to relate with them, not because they are not your biological father or mother. We have so many teenagers living out of their home, but in a home. So I am that teenager that did not grow under the roof of my parents till marriage. But I learned to relate with people as my own parents. I don't disobey them. I learned to do my chores in the house without anybody calling me to do so. And that's one of the challenges our teenagers of these days are having to cross your leg, waiting for somebody to tell you, carry this plate before you carry, sweep the house before you sweep. So as a growing teenager, lived under different family, I learned a cool life, learned a motivational life, even otherwise. Thank you very much.
How did you navigate relationship vices? You're growing, the hormones, the emotions. That's the question. I want you to answer that question. How did you manage it?
Okay, so let me cite a scenario when I was growing up that I really wanted to learn computer. I was living with a lost choosing family, choosing Mopo, and they don't like seeing you sitting around guys. And in my compound, it's a barracks. I can only associate with guys because those are the most people who see around. I remember I got beaten for just sitting down with a guy teaching me how to use laptop. So back in the days, I've tried to grow a life that even if I'm not there, somebody should be able to defend me. Now, that is my parent for you. But joining a family which have not really known me that much, that they can say, even if this girl is here, she's not doing anything, was really a big challenge for me trying to communicate that. So I did a funny thing. Fortunately for me, it was a teens Sunday. So I had to use that as a device to ask a question on the teenagers Sunday, to ask, okay, our parents, what do you think in your mind whenever you see your child communicating with an opposite sex? And what comes to your mind? What do you devise? So when some parents opened up, they said a lot. And I threw the question on my auntie then. My auntie said a lot because, being that there is something that's happened, then my facilitator had to now let them know that these are children that is growing up. And this did have to happen. Now, at that point, I was opportune because I had an upcoming event and I was intelligent enough to be able to use that to solve my problem, which is always my motto. That's not a problem. Everything has a solution. Right. So as a teenager, just have it at your mind that every situation has a solution. Always be positive. Because my state of positivity helped me to relate with both adults and children. Thank you very much.
All right. Wow. To be fair, Maklen didn't quite answer my question. She didn't quite answer my question. So I am going to ask Tenny. Self-discovery as a teenager. Yeah. What makes you feel most happy and alive?
So can you like?
What makes you feel most happy and alive as a teenager?
Okay. So for me, seeing myself do well, seeing myself progress, seeing myself advance in the areas or the things I do, I think that gives me a sense of happiness and fulfillment.
Sense of fulfillment. Agnes, let's hear from you.
Okay, what makes me
Happy and alive.
okay, happy and alive? When I'm able to make somebody smile, pick up somebody, give somebody an encouragement, help them, and give somebody and advice. I think that makes me happy and alive.
Let's hear from you, Mariam. What makes you feel alive?
Okay, so what makes me feel alive is it's actually when I'm singing. Like it brings out this energy in me. I can actually stay an hour at wherever I am just because I'm singing.
So music keeps you alive. Okay. Fortune, what keeps you alive? What keeps you happy? What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated?
Okay, sorry. So what keeps me alive and motivated is when I put up content and I'm seeing it's having impact, because I think to find what my purpose and my passion took me quite some time. And when I found it, something I pushed in with all my strength and my heart. So what makes me alive is when I do that, when I go out and I see a successful establishment that came from my purpose. So it's to see impact from what I did.
Esther, what keeps you alive? What keeps you happy?
Yeah, so one thing about me, I hate it when somebody overtake me. Like you win. I hate it. I like seeing myself win. I like satisfying my clients with what they want. Yes.
Okay, so before I ask Emmanuel to speak, I'll just say this to you, right? It is your only competition is yourself, right? So there will always be someone before you. There will always be someone behind you, right? You are in a race with yourself. The only person you should be better than is who you were yesterday, right? So if you do not see life from that perspective, you'll always be unhappy. Because the question is, what keeps you alive and happy? So that means if there's another teenager that is ahead of you in your modeling career, then your joy and happiness level drops. Then you're not feeling really alive. You're just there. So there's a difference between being happy and being alive and happy, right? Some people are just alive. There is no joy. You see, and Bible says sadness and sorrow, it dries up the bone, right? So the only competition you need is you. Be better than who you were yesterday. Strive to be better than what you had today. No competition, right? The sky is wide enough for everyone to fly.
Exactly.
Right. So that's your own word for today. Mr. Mane, let's hear from you. What keeps you alive and happy?
Thank you for what keeps me happy. I would prefer to say football. But what keeps me alive? Solving mathematical problems that I don't have an idea of, or cracking code in the back end. Like some code is hard. You have to keep trying, watching videos. But the more I keep watching the videos, and it's a little idea keep coming to my head, and I find a way about it. It makes my life.
So he likes to solve difficult problems. Me, I like to avoid them. I don't like.
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't like wahala. I don't like wahala. Well, we are creatives from this side, and we look for easy way to solve difficult problems, right? So instead of me to go and look for problems that does not exist and try to crack them, I will just stay on my laptop. Yes. So I want us to look at we'll look at self-discovery. So now you've discovered now that solving problems makes you happy. Having people satisfied make you happy. Having to so what? Yeah, your progress, right? So when you have a high score in that exam, it keeps you happy, keeps you motivated to keep going. When you encourage someone and you can see they're so lifted, that keeps you going. When you get a mic to sing, that's your best moment in life.
It's not about it.
No, I'm just saying the music, when you get to sing, with or without a mic, yeah, that works for you. That's what keeps you going.
Majorly, just to see people happy.
Right.
Just to see people wherever I find myself. I just want to see whether old, whether my mates, whether the younger ones. It gives me joy to see that they're happy. So when I come to a place that is sterile, that is that is moody, that everybody just looking gloomy. I try to do something to put smiles on people's faces, and when they are smiling, I radiate.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my motivation.
You know, I can almost guess what Mama Clef's own is. I will let her talk. She's my guy. I can tell you what. I should not. May I say, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
Just say something.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. And then I will not tell you that this is what I speak for yourself.
Okay, this is Clementina who loves to make people smile, you know. So I don't hear about somebody's trouble and keep calm.
Never.
I will just look for a way. Okay, what about this? I wanted to say what my husband normally say. He will say, "Oh God, what are we? How did we get here now?" Suddenly, we're not thinking about something like it. Just so I can just be on my own, and something that have happened since will just come to. I will look for solution. So providing solution and making people smile. That's the goal.
Well, she forgot to add that cooking food. She just wants people to just eat her food. You know, when somebody is in the kitchen and like she's really happy
Excited.
seeing you eat her food, even when it takes her last time to make that meal. The fact that you are eating, she just wants to see everybody happy.
That's
so
cool.
yeah,
Nice.
shout out to you again.
That's nice. Get more visitors.
She didn't want to say that part. Now she wanted to say passing corner. Me, I know it. Tenny, I'll be coming back to you. People online say you're too quiet. So yes.
Wow.
So you need to loosen up, huh? It's a safe space. Loosen up. So I want us to go into the question. I want us to answer a question on purpose and meaning. Right. So I'm going to ask, how can you make a positive impact in your community? How? Or how are you making an impact? So if you're not making an impact already, how can you? Or how can teenagers make impact in their society?
Okay, so I'm talking now, so I believe everybody can hear me. So the first thing I believe before you can even make an impact is to know what you can do. So, okay, this is what I do, this is what I can do, and I can do this well. For instance, like I said, I'm a graphics designer, or I'm a chess player, or I'm a student, and by the grace of God, I know, I know the things I'm studying, or I know what I'm studying. So the next thing, once you've discovered what you can do, just like the question, how can I make impact? You look for areas where what you can do is needed. So in a community like Mama Clem now that cooks, that loves cooking, in a community where, or in a place where you see that people are always on the road, children, teenagers, adults, that they don't have anything to eat, you can just, okay, I cook a lot, I love cooking, take it to them. Now you're not doing it for the name, because that's what gives you satisfaction. So you can't really make impact, or you can't serve people with what doesn't satisfy you. What do I mean? I don't know how to sew. So if I'm to make impact and I say I want to start giving people dresses, that's not going to work, because it's not what I do. So that question, I think I've answered that. You know what you can do and take it to places where it is really needed. Not, for instance, just like evangelists now, by the grace of God, or by, you're an evangelist, or you are called into soul winning, which every Christian is called into. You can't keep staying in the church. Your light shining in light. So you should go out. You should go out into the world. Into your light, you should go into the dark world. So that's basically what making impact is: going out to where your services, your talents are really needed, and serving people with it.
All right.
Yeah, can I add something?
Yes, sir.
All right. Talking about going out into the world. Sometime in church, was it last week Sunday? I was teaching Sunday school, and this question popped up in my mind. What do we go to church to do? Do we serve God in church? And I asked my student, and they said yes. And the answer is no. You don't serve God in church. You only go to church to worship and fellowship with God. You serve God outside the church. That's why the Bible says, let your light so shine. And men will see your good work, not in the church. Because in the church, we are all holy and sanctimonious and righteous. Yes, whatever you do in the church that you think is service, is just worship to God. Your actual service is outside the church. That makes everyone an evangelist automatically. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have Mr. John in the studios, and I think he wants to say a word or two.
Okay, so I know we have parents, we have grown-up persons, online looking at us and watching and everything. So this is more or less a kind of a new for you to mentor or probably speak to that teenager around you, what we are doing here. And to join what Tennis said, I would want to know, basically, I wanted to know, anybody can just answer, how do you recognize opportunities as a teenager, more or less making you now give impact? Now, that's why we began with what we asked about yourself. You do what you do graphics design, you do other things, you do modeling, you're a football coach and everything. How, you're a brand ambassador, how did you recognize that opportunity? Like, how did you come to live into that reality? Now, teenagers listen will also, they may have things around them and they don't know that this is an opportunity for them to break forth. I mean, the Mark Zuckerbergs we have now and everything, I believe when they were young and teenagers, they had something that made them know that, okay, this is the line I will go to. That is why I need to study this course and do everything. So anybody can answer basically, how did you recognize opportunities to be into what you are doing presently, therefore giving value to the society?
I would like Emmanuel to answer that question.
Okay, thank you for that wonderful question. For me, actually, before I got into football, I was looking at myself in the sense that, okay, some people call me, okay, this fat boy, this big boy, you are fat, you are big. But I gave myself this sense of courage that if this person can do this thing, I need to train myself harder. So then, when I go to the streets and I see some young ones, and I ask them, okay, this boy are playing here. What do you think you want to do? Some of them, okay, I want to travel abroad. I'll tell them, okay, this football is all about discipline. Because my coach will tell me discipline is the number one thing. You might be a fine player, might be a good player, but if you don't have the discipline, you can't go far. So me telling them now, okay, you might say discipline, okay, it's not about, okay, go home with your woman, but discipline in football. Discipline in football is you are going to training. You are, even though you are, I will not say born midnight candle because for school, but you are going to training. You are starving yourself just to keep yourself fit. And for then when I went to software programming, and I just started my journey there. And I looked at my near future from now to 5 years from now when I graduate from school. I thought, okay, the world is evolving. The world is going out. Okay, technology is now coming to play. What do I think? I need to start thinking how I'll start solving problems. So I thought, okay, back end is how we solve problems. Because the future is technology. So I thought, okay, let me go into this so I'll help myself and help others outside solve these problems. Technological problems, psychological problems, emotional problems. Just if you are in the tech world, just proving your tech skill into solving problems. For me, that's how I see myself. Okay, that answer your question.
All right, thank you very much. I would like Fortune to speak too, because I know he has been itching to say something.
Okay, I actually want to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
I think in my own stance, even before I met Christ, I knew what I had to do. I think I wanted to stop plastic pollution and all that. But when I came to Christ and I met Savi, he told me, you are not definite about what you want to do. There's a kind of conviction you carry when you know what you want to do. So I had to stop. Then I went to retreat, prayed, I waited upon God. So the thing is that for you to recognize God's will for you will be located in your strength. Number one, when God's will is located in your strength, it will now open your eyes to identify problems that only you can administer your purpose to. So once you've done that, then I don't think God's value is not just to make impact. It's to make impact and it also generates revenue for you. So you can't just say you just want to start. I think she spoke about cooking food now. You can't just say you just want to start cooking food and where you get the money to cook food if you are just dashing the food out. Of course, you have to use it as a money making revenue too. So, but the main thing is that impact is the first. So for you to recognize your strength and your weaknesses, that God gives, God will for you. You'll be located in what you know how to do naturally, and from there you make impact.
God's will will be in that thing that is your strength and you're passionate about. Well, I would just say this about cooking. Just so any teenager that is passionate about cooking online would not say, so I'm just cooking for free. So you can still cook and give people to eat your food and still make a business out of it. And you can just cook to give people and not make a business out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-way street, right? So I find joy doing photography, right? And that means that if I get an opportunity to shoot for free and it will be valued, I will do it. If it would not be valued as much and I don't have the time because of my other schedules, I will pass up on that opportunity, or I would recommend someone else that can do it for them, right? Just to make sure this thing gets done, right? So it is something that I make money from, but still, yeah, it's still passion that I can do for free. Now, same thing with music. Same thing with shopping online, right? If you want to get an item, John will tell you, never know where to get the cheapest, right? So it is just something that I just like to see my items. Delivery guy is outside, and I'm just rushing downstairs to get that package, you know. So it is things that you can do that you don't have to make money off that will still make impact, right? Like you talked about plastic pollution and waste. There's a lady online, Jesu Tofumi, I think that's her name. Yeah, she does plastic pollution, waste. She started out a student of Unilag. I think she's in her final year now. And now she speaks at the UN. She's traveling all over the world talking about plastic pollution and waste. What started out as just getting a few of our friends to pick paper bags in our community has gone global in 5 years, right, or more. So she didn't start out to make money. It was a passion, seeing that the gutters are congested. What can we do as teenagers? So don't think money, think value. That's why we call it value. See, when you are when you are valuable, money will definitely come, right? You see, value and money are two things that go hand in glove, but you have to bring value first. Right? People need to discern that you are valuable, and then they will give you their gold.
Yeah.
Tell anyone else to say something. Let's hear from you.
To just like to add to what Fortune and Emmanuel said, for me, how I actually discovered the things I'm doing now. Sabi has mentioned severally, like 4 ways to actually discover purpose, but I won't mention everything. So number one is God, in God. So you definitely find purpose in the Word of God. But beyond that, no, not beyond that, because you can't go beyond the Word of God. But close to that, thank you, sir. Close to that, there are just certain things you find that you just find these things very easy to do. You know, it's not like you actually learned to do them. Like when I was quite younger, I just had this desire to learn music. I just wanted to be around musical instruments. Not like I was really learning at that time. And then that was when my parents picked it up. And when you notice things like this, don't just neglect it that, oh, I know how to. It can be just mopping. You can know how to mop very well. There are people that when they mop, you see their teeth shining on the floor. So you can know how to. You can once you realize that, just put effort in it. Don't say, oh, it's not going to add. What you can do, as long as you can do it, there is definitely someone that is going to need it, or something somewhere that they're going to need your service. So don't just neglect, just maybe washing plates, that you know how to wash plates very well, and then you just see it as something that it's not useless. So it's not what you can do very well, can actually add value if you just put in the ingredients needed to cook it up.
So King Harubi, sorry, to add to what everybody has said and in response to his question. Now, let us imagine, let's think about this. First off, you must know your value, who you are. If you know who you are, wherever you are on this planet, and you have a solution, I bet you, the problem, wherever it is, will navigate itself to you to solve it. Why? Because you are the carrier of the solution.
Yeah, the solution capsule.
Yes.
My God.
So, you have to first of all know who you are, what you carry, what is your value, which is the essence of this our conversation. As teenagers, what is your value? When you carry a value that you yourself recognize, because most times the problem we have as teenagers is the only person that does not know what we carry is ourselves. Every other person knows, but we, the carriers, don't know. So if you know what you carry as a teenager, wherever you are, the problem will come to you and you will solve it. You will help community. You will make money. You will make money, you will create value. And you'll be recognized, like he said, beyond your wildest imagination. Truth be told, you might not be planning for it to go global. But because of the value you created, that global problem will look for you and you will solve it.
The Bible says, ye are gods and children of the Most High God. Say, but ye shall die like men because you don't know. So when you don't know who you are, or if you don't know who you are, you know, say when you don't know where you're going to, everywhere looks like it. So you need to know what you carry. You need to know. That's like Jesus Christ. He kept telling them, you are the light of the world. Exactly. You are the salt. He kept telling them, you are. You are. You are. And until that becomes a conscious state that I am, nothing changes. Mark wants to say a word or two.
Trying to relate with what Daddy said. I remember in my office when I got there newly and everybody was just complaining, we don't do this, and every on the end of the year like this, they'll just go home. There's no fun. And I'm somebody that if I'm in a place, you will know I'm there. So I decided to do 1 or 2 assignments. And I went to my HR. I discovered that it's not like she doesn't really like to do all those things, but she's not that kind of person. And that has been her own stop and challenge. And nobody has actually walked up to her and said, let's do this. So when I went to her and she was enjoying my vibe, there's no celebration that goes and we don't enjoy it. We started with Christmas party, everybody was happy. In fact, when I brought up, like, let's put it up, everybody were discussing, it's not happened. I carry it on my head like I used to do. I made sure that we ate good food, decoration, everything was just there. And everybody was wow. Like, the next year, they were looking forward to it. Every monthly, like Valentine, Workers' Day, Mother's Day, like, we'll just have something to do. And it was being valued. That even if, I think when I was not feeling too well the other time and nothing happened, everybody was like, if Clem was here. If Clem was. So it's about you discovering, knowing your value and putting it in your best way. Not just doing it anyhow, but do it that people will value it. Even they might not appreciate it that present moment, but just know it somewhere down your heart that somebody one day. The day my MD called me from the US and said, hello Clementina, how you doing? I appreciate your organizing skill. He calls me my, how do you say, my manager, my organizer. Like, I know that at that point, I wasn't seeing myself that way. But for him to just, from a distance, to notice that this is what I do. He don't take a decision in some managerial levels without calling me. I'm not the HR. I'm not, you understand, but he will definitely need my ideas. So as a teenager, that thing you know how to do it well. And don't do it anyhow. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Now, I want to be particular about Esther. Because what she does is not what any normal thing would want to do. Modeling, videography and everything. So, Esther, how did you recognize that opportunity that yes, you can actually go into modeling and then you can actually have something for yourself in that space?
Okay, so while growing up, okay, let me start from when I was born. My mommy said that I was the fattest among all my sisters. I was very fat. She said that even if they want to carry me, they have to gather strength to carry me. Like I was very fat. They used to put me on carrier to push me. And I'm looking at myself now, I'm like, how?
Where did they go to?
So, okay, I do watch this fashion show online on TV. I love seeing beautiful things. I love appreciating people that are beautiful. I can walk up to a guy and tell the guy, "You're handsome," not because I want anything.
How come you not told me?
Not because I want anything from him, just that I appreciate the fact that you are looking good. I like it when people smell nice and look good. Yeah. So how I found my purpose in modeling was in my school. I went to a public school. They used to call me Shogwe. Means very tiny. You don't get anything, front and back, everything. I started looking down on myself that like I just like staying on my own, very quiet girl in the class. I'm very quiet in my class. So I had the Facebook account. I started checking. I would just be scrolling on like social handle page, and I'll be seeing tiny people that are even tinier than me going far. You see them on billboard and everything, looking beautiful and something like that. So I thought to myself, yeah, at least I can find myself here. I can do something here. So I think last year, I was not a person that I'm not someone that like makeup. I like going natural. See my face, see me the way I am. I'm very, very fine.
Very beautiful, yes, I agree with you.
I know I'm a very beautiful girl. Yeah, without makeup, I'm very fine. So I started pushing forward to becoming a model. It was hard. It's not an easy thing. There's sometimes some agency that you just want your body. I got in contact with an agency like that, and they were like, "You are very fine. This. Want you to snap? That's not what I want. I want to be."
When did you snap what?
I'm not going there.
I think you should spell it out. Yeah, you just spell it out so that people will be cautious.
Okay. So if you would not say it, I will say it because this is my space, right? This is what I do, photography, right? So to any teenager that's out there listening and opportunity comes to you to do whatever you do and it's against your core Christian values, your answer is no. Now, people want you to send your nudes so that they can see your body structure the way it is and they can know what the answer is no, right? So as a photographer, I do not shoot events that happen in a nightclub. It's my own consecration because they are smoking in there, there are naked girls dancing on poles there. I get to see all of these things and I'm there for hours, right? So I used to make a joke to my guys that even when I go to shoot concert like Pepsi concert in December and I get to listen to hours of secular music, that I need 6 hours of Sound of Salem just
to flush them out. To flush them out.
The songs are because some of these songs, yeah, they just get to your subconscious and then they'll just tell you, just take a picture without the top on, and you do it the first time, and before you know it, that conscience that tells you that my body should not be outside is no longer there. So now you're not wearing bikinis. You're just there. So you begin to lose the essence of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are now having another value that they are placing on you. So if they place $1,000 on you to put you on a billboard naked or don't open everything. Just show it small. Tone it down a little bit. They are buying you already, right? Those in the music industry, they will tell you, we'll give you $20,000, but sing about church, but don't put Jesus. So once they try telling, then you have a contract. You attend shows. We'll put you on billboards. We'll put you do video shoots for you, and you'll be like, well, I'm still singing Christian song, but I'm not just calling Jesus. I will do it. So they are taking away your value. Do not allow anyone to do that to you.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You are writing a book. Now, there are books that talk about how Satan is the villain in the God and creation story. How, because God was threatened by Lucifer's intelligence and brilliance, God sent him away. So, and these are Christian writers. But what? We're just being expressive. I want you to tell this story from a different angle, and I'll give you $2,000 to publish this book. And you're like, let me just do it. You create animations, and you are making animations that are suggestive or sexual in context because I am creative. I want to express myself. I'm not hurting anybody. You are hurting yourself first. You're not passing the kind of value that someone from a Christian home should. Don't be under pressure. Whatever God will not give to you, you don't need it. Right? So these are kind of conversations that we didn't have with our parents or with people that we see as mentors growing up. You know, we went through life spontaneously. You know, there are decisions that we took on the spot, and then looking back, like, if I had someone guiding me, if I had a platform like the Shekinah Teens community, I probably would not have made some of the mistakes I made growing up. And then these things, they just eat deep into your soul unless you find God and His mercy comes running after you. So I think that's enough to say that. So you need to feel comfortable talking about these things, especially with those you are comfortable with, because it's just be a struggle in your mind that you think maybe I'm just overthinking it. Maybe I can just show a little bit of flesh. I don't show flesh. No.
King Arubi.
Yes, sir.
Were you in my house this morning?
No, sir.
Because everything you are saying now were in the exact conversation I had with my kids before coming here.
Wow.
Everything, every word you have said now were the same words I used for my kids. You see, for teenagers, both here and outside, listen. In the life of a human being, there are 4 seasons. The morning, the afternoon, the evening, and the night. I will stop at the morning and the afternoon. The morning is the period where you learn, which is like the first 25 years of your life. Where you learn, you do all of your learning and all of your certificate acquisition and everything. Then the afternoon, which is the second 25 years of your life, is where you do acquisition, when you get wealth, where you become rich, you make investment and the rest of them. Now, let's stop at the level of teenagers. You are all still in the morning. Praise God. But coincidentally, you have gone beyond the first half of the morning. And the question is, have you learned half of what you need to learn as a teenager in the morning period? It's something you need to reflect on. Because if you don't learn all you need to learn in the morning, in the afternoon, when you should be investing, you will use it to learn what you should have learned in the morning. And that is time gone. So teenagers, King Arubi, thank you. You were at my house. You were there.
In the spirit.
Please, don't waste your morning hours. Don't waste it. I told my kids, if I had half of this opportunity you are having now, perhaps I may not have been here. Maybe. Because I would have done a lot of things, achieved much more. But hey, thank God we are here. But don't make the mistakes we made. It is easier to learn from other people's mistakes than learn from your own mistake. Thank you, sir.
All right. So please just finish up in 30 seconds so we can take questions online and wrap up this edition of the show.
Okay, so yeah, thank you for the light section. Yeah. So as I was saying, how I found this was that okay. Yes, taking naked picture and sending it to them. And they were like, there's money inside this thing. Yes, I need money, but that's not what I want.
Good.
I knew what I wanted. I want to become a model, yes, but not the one that have to expose everything. I've seen pictures where people just cover only their nipple and take picture like that, and they are paying them really good. Some people will say, there's money in taking a picture. I know there's money in it, but that's not what I want. I had the mindset that I know where I'm coming from, so I know what I want already. I know that this is what I want and this is also what I want. So what helped me was that there's this agency on Instagram. Okay, I want to also say something. You have okay, there's a makeup artist, yeah, that's just starting, and you know that you're just starting. You want people to know your work. You cannot just stay in between yourself, like just only you. You have to go outside,
Collaborate
with people, open accounts, socialize with people, have an account. Especially, I would say Instagram, because I don't know why I love the app. I think there are more people they're looking for what I want to do. Yeah, there's I think I was watching one video one time, and the man was like, don't be scared of what you do. Just do it and post it. People are watching, even though they are not liking it, they are watching it. There's one day they will literally come back for you. They'll come back for you because they'll be like, I've been watching you, I know when you started, I know, and all these things. So we are a makeup artist, and we're just starting. And here, on the other side, is a model that is also just starting. You guys can actually collaborate, help each other, and blow out. So I've answered the question.
Well, not entirely, but yeah, I think with the whole conversation
So
from the side has helped. Okay.
yes, I believe she has let us know how she got that opportunity from, and that is what we need really to talk about also, from people body shaming her to the fact that she can actually get something out of this because she had to research and get more information, and that's what I would love Agnes to speak about. How do you try to overcome the vices of your fellow teenagers, and persons who want to put pressure on you to do something you don't want to do, or probably to take your focus away from what you currently do or what you love doing? How have you been able to overcome that over time?
Thank you, sir. I remember when I was in secondary school, I attended Wesley Girls. So we used when I got there SS1, we had a lot of repeaters that already resumed before us. So they used to give negative vibes, say, okay, you are going to eat beans, you are going to eat beans. Our school is full of beans and beans. And they wanted to put that fear in me, like, okay, this is the school of Ewa. And I was like, and I like, I don't know Ewa. So I started reading, and anytime they see me reading, they'll be like, this girl, why are you always reading? What's wrong with you? You're reading, do you want to be mad? Do you want to go mad? Every day you're reading, this and that. I was like, I have to read though. Since you people say it's Ewa school, I don't want to fail. I have to read. They also brought, because it's only girls school, they do things like lesbianism and all. They taught themselves, and they try to do that. Okay, do that in front of you so that you can see them and say you are holy. But I don't mind. I don't give a damn to all those things, because before I gave my life to Christ, I was not really into all those sins or there. But when I see people giving their life to Christ and say they have sinned and Jesus is coming for them, me too, I'm like, me too, I should have sinned though, so that Jesus will come for me too. So that Jesus will leave the light now and come for me. So I was like, it was always making me feel sad, like, but so when they start saying you're pastor, I take it with joy. I didn't let it get to my subconscious mind that, okay, they are calling me Mommy Gio, you are going to marry a pastor wife. I just laugh it. You're going to be a pastor wife. I just laugh it off. So I don't let it get to me easily like that. Anytime it's already getting to my subconscious mind, I just take a break, stay all on my own, listen to messages, listen to audios, talk to people that my mentors, okay, this is what I'm facing, this is what I'm going through, and they help me, they encourage me. They tell me, okay, I can be better, I can do this, I can do that.
Awesome.
And that has helped me.
Thank you very much, Agnes. That was really awesome. So I'll just like to push that question to Mary, and then before then we can start entertaining online questions. So, Marianne, what are those I would love to call it establishments that have helped you, the systems that have helped you? I mean, when you got into such kind of situation, people bringing you down, discouraging you, and taking your focus away, who do you turn to? What do you turn to? The teenagers out there need to know that there are systems where they can actually turn to, or that persons, was it mentorship, was it Sabi, was it teen facilitators, or did you actually turn to fellow friends? Has there been any time you turned to fellow friends, and how did it turn out, basically?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Going to that part where you say, have I faced, this kind of situation? Yes, I have actually. Back then in my secondary school days, I've been body shamed severally. Just like Esther's case, they always say, you're tiny, and then I was like the youngest in the class, and then everybody was just against me. Even when they organize a beach party, and they'll be like, Marianne, come now, please come. I'll be like, no, I can't do it. My conviction can't allow it. Even if I want to okay, let me even try. There's the way, I don't understand how God does this thing. There's the way my conscience will start haunting me that I can't even step out of the house. So now, coming to when I faced this kind of situation, when I was in secondary school, I think there was a period when my mom was not around, because my mom has always encouraged me, actually. So there was a period she was not around, and then that was like one of the most terrible periods for me. That was close to my WAEC period. There were times when I'll go to school happy, come back depressed. I'll be so down, and I was just living with my dad. So there was really nobody. My brothers were not around, nobody. Auntie Peace was, she couldn't start coming to Jago every time because of me. That's like a burden. So I was like, honestly, it's been God. And then coming here, there are times, yes, fellow friends, they've helped me. There are times when I've been so overwhelmed that I'll just break down, and then a friend from nowhere will just come and just try to talk to me, comfort me. And then also there's the place of, father figures. We have people like Daddy Bassi here. He has been of great help to me, actually. He has helped me a lot. Yeah, there are times when there's even a name he calls me, Mans, and then when he calls me that, even when I will just look, I'll be like, I actually know the meaning of that, but when I look at the meaning, sometimes I'll be like, should I still pursue this course? Because it's actually relating to a course I want to study. But then when he calls me that, I'll be like, since for the fact that he has this belief that I can do it, then I can do it. Because it's not easy to have someone believe in you.
Yes, that's true. Thank you very much. I saw you smiling. It's like there's a name somebody calls you.
I have plenty names. So when I hear that name, I'm like, growing up, people thought I was going to turn out a footballer. Yeah. And then they will call me Small Nazri. So there used to be a player for Arsenal. His name was Sami Nazri. Because I was good with tight spaces, scoring goals, half chances. But yeah, parents did not allow that because no son of theirs would play football.
Yes. True. So thank you very much. So before we entertain questions online, Lumo is going to take that. And before we actually open the lines up for persons to call in and tell us what you did as a teenager, as an adult, and that you are so proud of. I mean, persons who are going to learn about that. What did you do that you were so proud of? Mrs. Clementina, I would like to put forth a word.
Like when Agnes was speaking,
your mic? Okay.
When Agnes was speaking, she was like, she didn't really do a lot that God will come chasing after her. I was just smiling because sometimes in my life I actually thought about that, where people will sit down and talk, then when you open your own mouth, they will say you are pretending. So as a teenager, you cannot be it's not all teenager that is all bad. Some persons are morally okay, but they are not still where they need to be. Like when I was in school, S&J College, I was a senior prefect. So when I got there, actually, a lot was happening. But because of my moral background, where I'm coming from, my dad, the families I've lived with, there's some things I don't do. On Valentine's Day in my school is a terrible moment where girls will tell you a lot, gift flowing everywhere, but Clementina has nothing to show. Now somebody had to walk up to me one day and say, you are cursed. He said, you need to travel to your village. Go to the river, go with food. He said, he was saying it with confidence. It's just my best friend Bolaji. I'm still looking for Bolaji till today. Bolaji was like, don't mind them. He said, I'm serious. Go with sponge and soap. Wash your hair. And I cried out in my house that day because I felt I was odd. I was a JJC. They call me Ya Jesu, Ya Kinikon. And me in the house, I'm living with a lost choosing mama. That is not even about what she says. It's about if I followed what she's doing to me, I would have not been here where I am today. But because of how I was trained. So at every point in your life as a teenager, there is nobody you come across that will not bless your life for future. It might not be for that very moment. So it happened that afterwards, do you know one of the cliques of the guys insulting me? We come to the back and call me Anike me. That thing that I'm saying, I'm just catching fun. Don't do all those things. These girls are not serious. Now look at, if I was captured with what they are doing in the presence of everybody, I would have deviated. And this guy will still be part of those people that will insult me and say, don't mind it. But till today, Samson does not joke with me.
Thank you. Lembe, I think you have something to say. Because I saw your reaction to...
Yeah, so a couple of things, right? Nobody knows you better than yourself, right? So, regardless of what people think about you, focus on the goal. Focus on what, why, and where you want to be. Why you are here, what you want to do, and how you want to go about it. The strategies of fulfilling your God's given destiny. That should be your paramount focus. And to some of us that do not have that terrible past, you know, so when people talk about how this happened, how they smoke, no, not like this. But you see, yeah, it is because of your journey. There are persons that would have history of having committed murder, stolen, do all sort of stuff, drink, because of their own journey, because of how God wants to use them. Now, Peter would not have stories of killing people or being part of those that were present when Stephen was stoned. He was just a fisherman. Man who get problem. You know, but then his ministry was to the Jews because they too, they're just waiting on the Messiah. No problem. Paul, on the other hand, was sent to the Gentiles. They had core criminals. The anyhow people, because he too once lived anyhow. And who is best to preach to an Abiru than someone that has once tread that path?
Yeah, yeah.
So, if you are innocent, there is a level of curiosity you do not need. We used to sing the song, he leaves the 99 and came after one. You the 99, stay one place.
Let him go after the one.
You are not that one. There is a reason why you are part of the 99, and there's a reason why he left you, because he has entrusted that you will have enough sense to wait for him to come back. From that one is going to hunt. So if you now leave the 99 and go,
He'll be searching for
the
two.
prodigal son, he left. Do you know this thing I'm talking about now is what happened with the other brother? He said, but me, I've been in this house since he did not keep good for me. Now this prodigal son came back now.
Cow.
But he did not understand that. He said, everything I have, it is yours already. So meaning that this guy's taking his own portion. This cow we're killing for him is just dash. Every other thing that is left in this house is yours already.
Yeah.
So now you're not looking at this from the point that if you go through the things that some of these persons have been through and they are still standing, still serving God, you will not be able to survive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There are girls that, if they have gone through, you lived with people growing up, if they went through the kind of harsh treatment she would have gotten from some of those places she stayed in, their mental health, especially Gen Zs, everything my mental health
would have crashed.
So emotionally, they will have crashed. Now, a guy that has been doing things like masturbation and I found Christ, it's not for everybody that gets into such vices that breaks free. There are still pastors that still preach and prophesy and do all of this thing that are still struggling. Not because they are not good people, but because of they were too curious. You want to, so they know me. When you come and see this thing I've seen online, guard your heart.
Yeah, with all diligence.
I'm a very creative person. Once you show me one image, I'm looking at it from 10 different views.
Yeah.
And if it's something like, if it's a gory image, like say, the only time I see blood or when I'm watching action films. But then I was thinking it in my mind that this is not
acting, yeah.
But if you show me an accident scene and somebody's head is splitting, 3 months from that time, I'm at the bus park and I'm seeing everybody's head with blood. so don't show me. So you see, all this Insta blog, I do not. So only look at things that are relevant to your purpose and the things you value. When you have a value chain, this is what I do. I would not allow this in my space. Call me what you want to call me. And I want to commend the ladies that stay true to themselves, because not everybody can be body shamed in this society. And I mean, you see people going for cosmetic surgeries, doing BBL and all of that because they want to conform to a standard that is not theirs to keep. So let us spread this value capsules to our sphere, because you are a light that should shine. Don't keep these things to yourself. Help other people that are struggling, and we'll make the world a better place. There's 2 questions online that I'll just have to take.
Actually?
Oh, now there's another one. So
take the 3 and then.
So I'll ask the 3 questions, and then that's all for today. When I ask the question, I'll randomly just pick who should answer. The one that have been quiet since we last. So the first question is from Ipiano, Mr. Emmanuel. It says, all of you are young. How do you manage parental pressure and influence in your choices and decision making? Have you ever loved to explore a particular field and wanted to add value in that area and your parents were against it? How did you manage that phase? Esther, talk.
That's the question I wanted to ask.
In 1 minute. How do you manage parental pressure and influence in your choices and decision making? Have you ever loved to explore a particular field and wanted to add value in that area and your parents were against it? How did you manage that?
Yeah, so to be more direct, how did they feel about you going into modeling, basically?
Okay. I thank God for my parents. It was hard, very, very hard. They were actually against it full time. But I thank God for my sisters too. So how I managed it was that I started showing my mom, "Mommy, come and see this. I started helping her with fashion, her face. Mommy cannot do makeup. And I can also, but I know how to combine things to make something look beautiful. Yes, to make something look, and I'm always around them. So they know what I can do and they know what I cannot do. So how I managed that, how I convinced them about it, was that I helped I helped them. I helped my mom in fashion and in how to dress and everything. And she was like, "Rihanna, you're good at it. Let us see what you can do." And I was shocked because there's a day I went for an audition. I'm sorry. I went for an audition and I came back very sad. But I was happy I went because I went there to learn. I don't want them to even pick me. I just wanted to learn new things. So my daddy was like, "Esther, what happened? What happened?" I was telling them that they said I was too short, and they were like, I'm still fat. I'm not tiny enough." My daddy was like, "So what do you want to do about it?"
Picture of when you were fat.
Yeah, but
We would like to see it. I mean,
I'm still thinking about it.
I had, but what are the shreds?
Okay. So I'm going to say this, and then I'll ask the second question that Mr. Ipiano asked. If you're a teenager listening to me online, right, the best way to have people buy into your idea is to show them. Sell that vision. Now, you come and tell me you want to be a news broadcaster, and that's what you want to study in school, and I've not seen you you've not anchored any program in your church, in your school. You don't have any track record of doing anything commercial.
like you don't even watch the news to see how they
So
do it.
you don't do anything of that sort. When you tell your parents that thing, they don't like never. So if you're not faithful in the little, no one will commit seriousness into your hand. So most of the time when I sit here, I say my parents will not allow me. They don't want me to. It is not always that they don't want to allow you. It is because you've not been faithful. Saul said to David, "How would you, a young lad, fight Goliath, a man that has been a soldier from his youth?" He said, "I was in the bush. A bear came and took one of the sheep. I chased it, struck it, and rescued the lamb." He said, "At another time, a lion came. He had a track record. And Saul, being a man of war, it was a no-brainer to even allow someone that has only experienced keeping the flock and has chased away a lion and a bear to go and fight Goliath." But this is something. There's an anointing on the life of this boy. For a 17-year-old guy to chase after a lion and a bear, no. I'm going to risk it all. The whole Israel was hanging on the hopes of David defeating Goliath because he had a track record. So you don't wake up early, you don't sweep the house, and you not tell your mom that you want to be a caterer. How? You're not clean. You're not even helping in the kitchen, but you now wake up one morning after watching Idabasi online. I'm like, I want to start cooking. Or basically, you develop that passion, and now you develop that passion, and you're not bringing it at a time where they know, no, this one. So you have to present your values and the things you do in a way that people will see it and know. When they hear cooking, Mama Clem, music, Miriam, football, Emmanuel, the brand, Fortune. So people should be able to associate you with certain things. So when you now tell them that this is what I want to do full time, picking career, because I know most of you might not be in school yet, and that those are in school, it will be difficult. It's difficult for someone to tell me that someone like Fortune tells me that he wants to go and do aeronautical engineering, and I'm like, you're not serious.
Or history.
Because he said, and it's a passion. So it's easier when it's something that people know that you can do. And even if they don't know, tell them. They're your parents. Let them know over time. Because some people they're not really interested, but you need to put their mind. Look at what she did. Her mom she was solving a problem that had indoctrinated her mother that if this girl can do this thing, why? Yeah, she can also do this. Because parents are always afraid of the things that will happen when the child go out.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to make them confident that she said one thing. They know what I can do. Do your parents know what you can do?
Yeah.
So I don't say my mom again. It's over 15 years. But she knows it is church, work, house.
Triangle.
If I tell her, you day house, I'm not day house. You don't go my picking place. That's her pikin. So she already knows everywhere, even though we don't talk every time. So let people know you, and it will be easier for you to convince them and sell your dreams to them.
Yes.
The second question
So
here
please,
says,
before we go to the second question, I want to hear what your dad said to you when you noticed that you were feeling depressed. I mean, this will get more insight for parents, how they can also encourage their words. Just quickly in 6 seconds.
Okay, I was not feeling depressed. I was just down and sad.
Down. Okay, sure.
So he encouraged me, and I was shocked. My dad was like, "Don't worry. Another agency that wants you will come and find me." And I was very surprised, and I hugged him and he smiled.
Awesome.
Okay.
And that was the factor of the fact that they know her
Yes.
as a person.
Yes. Yes.
well, shout out to every dad that hugs their children.
Yes.
Because
Oh yeah. Next question. Please. We have to.
and please,
do
if
the
you are
other
a parent
questions.
watching this, a big brother, a big sis, an aunt, hug them. After this section, we will practice. We'll do a therapeutic hugging section for those of us.
But seriously, I didn't know about this. Whenever I return from work, I always hug my daughter. And my second son, my first son would just come, Daddy will come carry my bag inside, and I thought it was normal. Then one day, he asked me, Daddy, why do you always hug Shalom and Timaeus, and you don't hug me? And it struck me, oh, so this thing also means something to this guy. From that day, whenever I return from work, even if I don't see him, I will ask for him, and I will hug him.
My daddy in the village. Hope you are hearing. You are hearing now.
Next question, please, quickly.
Okay. Second question is: you all have mentioned different areas of passion and interest. How do you merge that with your studies? How do you draw the line with what you are studying in school? Tenny, you are studying pharmacy, right? Cool. How do you merge that with graphic design, medicine? How do you foresee any synergy in the future?
Okay, a very, very important question that a lot of people actually ask me. Just to shift a little, like there are a lot of people that have come or that have met me, and they're like, okay, what are you studying? Especially because what people know me as is they're a designer. So when people ask, oh, what are you studying? I mention what I'm studying, they're like, you're going to have to drop one. And I'm like, no, I'm not dropping anyone. So basically, the first thing you need to know, or people need to know, is know how to prioritize. So for me, it's actually a struggle for me, sincerely, because right now I'm currently writing exams and I still have designs to make. But one of the things I've been learning to do is to inform people ahead, especially people that I work for, people I work with, that please, this period I'm going to be off. So anything you need me to do in this period, send it before, because I don't know how to work under pressure. Whenever I'm pressured, I just start crying. And it's sad because Sabi has mentioned that if you cry for every little thing, you're weak. So I'm not doing that anymore. So, so I had to tell them, please, this period. I think it was Sir John. I sent him a message 2 weeks before that, please, sir, I'm going off this period, because you have yourself to blame if you fail. Nobody is going to listen to you that, oh, I was trying to follow my passion. Your academics right now as a teenager should be your priority. So any other thing outside your academics and God that is not, or that is taking the place of your academics, is not going to do, even if it's giving you money, even if it's impacting others. The people that you impacted will still be the ones who will, how far? How did you fail? What happened? So it's not, you need to picture yourself in this, that this is my life, this is what I have to do. So just prioritize and
set priorities for on a scale of preference. For now, pharmaceutical studies comes first.
yes.
Mhm.
Graphics is secondary.
Mhm.
It is just a passion, right?
Yeah.
So it can always, it's not your major, so it can always, but teenagers would now focus on that minor and make it major. And then some parents get really worried, like you're not doing what you should be doing at the right time. So just set the priorities right. And yeah. So this question is a funny one, but I'm going to ask it. The part B is funny. The part A says, my question is, as an older teenager, 18, 19, maybe 20, how do you manage the transitioning into young adulthood? The pressure that comes with people thinking you should have certain things figured out at this phase. I'll let Fortune answer that.
The Lord.
What are you praising the Lord? About answer question.
Okay. I think I'm currently in that phase, so I can't release better. I think so if it's the question again, let me explain it very because it's very tricky. Okay.
How do you manage the transitioning into young adulthood? The pressure that comes with people thinking you should have certain things figured out at this phase of your life.
Like me now, transitioning into a young adult, my mom expects me that I should have some amount of money in my account. There's some kind of amount of money, like the pressure for
Financial stability.
Yes, financial stability. Thank you for the word. Pressure to prove yourself that you are capable.
You're a man.
Yes. And you are just somebody just trying to figure out
how do you handle that pressure?
So how do you handle that? You let them know. And most times they won't understand. Because
how do you handle that pressure?
Things that
how have you been handling that pressure?
When it's close to the month and they start asking me that, hey, offer, yeah. They even plan the money before I even collect it. That's the thing. On top of my own money. So they plan the money and they'll be like, okay, this is what you are dropping. I'm like, are you the one to decide? So what I do is that I try to present my budget to them. But the thing is that, African parents, they won't understand. They'll be like, are you the one feeding yourself? Start bringing all those things, all those bills of all these things. So what do you think that I have other extra points of income I don't disclose. I only let them know about my main source of income, but there are other incomes, other streams of income I don't disclose. So it's only the major one they know about, and the other ones I used to sort myself out. And so no, they can't.
You just let it out.
Okay, it's for this is for educational purpose only. Especially if you're a man, it's for educational purpose only. So apart from money, there's a pressure for, I think, something we've not talked about, relationship. There's a pressure that people expect you to have a girlfriend, people expect you to have somebody you're close to, which I feel now is a distraction. But some people, even in the Christendom, they've come to me and I'm like, guy, are you sure? Why don't you have a girlfriend? And I'm like, okay, well, they start bringing pictures of Pastor Emmanuel. I heard that. He started dating 17 years. I was like, he said all those Jerry's. They said he met his wife 17 years. Start bringing, I don't know how correct is it, but they tell me that these guys, these celebrities that God are using now, that their wives, they've met them back then in their teenage years. So I feel that there is pressure to be identified with somebody. There's pressure to be identified with somebody, but the way you handle that is that, like what she said, like what she said, like what she said, you prioritize what you need. I don't think once you've seen where you are going to and God has shown you, the thing is that those things will come as a distraction no matter how. And the thing is, I need to learn how to balance it, because your hormones will always come. Because that's why we are teenagers. That's why the blood will always boil. There's a time you can just start. Sometimes you can also come and start feeling one kind of nonsense emotions. Sometimes you can't even push it away. That's the true fact. But the thing that you learn to remind yourself of the promises of God upon your life and how to continue working towards it, it would push it away. That's all.
No two persons, even twins, are the same, right? So the journey of a man, it's not the same thing as your journey. So there are people that got married at 20, people that got into relationship at 16, 15. I mean, there are people that had teenage pregnancies. There are people that are 45, 50, 60 and unmarried and are living a fulfilled life. There is no hard or fast route to this relationship thing, right? So do what works for you, and don't let another man dictate how you live your life, because most of the person that are telling you to have a girlfriend or be in a relationship, they are doing it but in the wrong way. So they want everyone to be in their camp. Mama Clem has a thing or two to say. Okay.
Looking at the whole thing, the life of a teenager, like Daddy said, your morning, how you handle your morning is actually a foundation to whatever pressure you're going to face in future. Now, you have a place of self-discovery. You be intentional about the impact and the value you give out. Now, I will use myself as an example. In my family, nobody pressures me. Even to the point of now, when I tell my mommy I don't have this, she knows I don't have it. But there are some of my siblings that when they say it, my mommy will say, "Are you sure? How am I going to believe? In fact, I need a proof." So now, the impact and however you have lived your life at this you are growing into a teenager, now you are living teenage age to adulthood. What you have sowed is what you are going to reap. Actually, it's a bitter truth. Now, if you have sowed deceit, you don't expect to have the whole concern and everything in your adult stage. If you have lived a good life, obedient child and all, you've built trust, because if you miss that building trust in your parents at that teenage age, my dear, you will not get it in your adult stage. So it's a call for teenagers to be open, give value. Even my husband will attest to you that some kind of things will happen now, and I'll just tell I'll just tell him that I'll just tell my parents, not because I want to make a scene, but because they know me and they know what I can do and what comes at every phase of my life. I can be speaking with you on phone, you should be able to know how I feel and what's going on with me. But if I'm living a chameleon life as a teenager, you're not transparent, and then you want to pop into adulthood, they expect me to understand you 100%. It doesn't work that way. As a teenager, because it's a problem I know teenagers are facing now, you want to be a chameleon in your teenage age, then in your adult age you want to be an angel. How? Let what you say be what you say. No, sincerely. If you say that your name is Esther and your life in the house is Esther's life, please don't give me a touch of a bad girl outside. Okay, then you expect me to, to understand your adult age. Some of you in teenage age, you have done what adults has not even imagined to do. And your parents are already looking at you as that adult. Then when you get to that adult phase, you will not be able to deliver what adult is delivering. So how do we balance it?
All right. So, Fortune, to speak to what you're saying. So, you place yourself in a provider's space, right? And I know you to want to, you feel fulfilled and happy doing it. Now, they now see that as an obligation, and now you think you have a lot of things to do now, and now you need this money to myself, and now they have become dependent on that form. Yeah. So now it's not going to stop until you have that difficult conversation, and it's not going to be a conversation of I have this sort of income, I'm not going to let them know. No, you have a conversation with them. This is how I'm living my life. This is what I want to do. This is what this fund is enabling me to do for my future. If you deprive me of XYZ amount because of the running cost of the family, when it is time for you guys to actually enjoy the providence of the proceeds from everything that you've worked for, it might not come in at that time because you have eaten both the bread and the seed. It's a difficult conversation. Pray about it and have that conversation with them. I think that will help. Sir,
1 minute.
As a father, please.
Okay, at this point, I just broke free from that last week. You see, from your teenage days, when you put yourself at the point of a provider, you create expectation from your parents.
Black tax.
That you cannot even break yourself free. So last week, because up to this age, my mom is in the village, and I bear, let me say, 70 to 85% of her upkeep. So recently, I have a project I'm handling, plus other family chores, and my mom called me that she needs X, Y, Z. And I said to her, Mom, please, I'm playing with you. I have to be clear. Right now, I cannot do like I used to do before. It is sad, it is painful. I can only do this once in a month going forward. And this is the amount I can only send to you. Please, I beg you, manage it. Because I may not have another one to give you in between. So manage it. And what she said to me was, I believe you. Because every time she has a need, I meet that need. But now that I've come up to say, Mommy, I cannot meet this need again, let's change status. She said, I believe you, and she's willing to cooperate. You must have that conversation. You must. Otherwise, till Jesus come.
So, sorry, sir. I'm going to say this, right? I'll take Miriam because I know she's raising her hand. So, this Arubi studio has been a project that I wanted to do since 4 or 5 years ago, right? But Lemuel has to take care of family, and I'm talking about cousins, nephews, nieces, sisters that are married,
siblings and
right?
nibbles.
Mom and dad. And so I'm gonna be honest with you guys here, right? So when I look at all of those expenditures and stuff, yeah, I think it's gonna be cruel, right, to bring in a lady to that conversation. Now, having that, now she's gonna be another person. I mean, the average woman would not understand that you have your own life to build. Now you're not putting all your funds into family.
Wait,
and when
my lady, you mean your wife?
yes, I mean a wife, really. And then when you start having this kind of conversations, yeah, there's some persons that might not feel comfortable talking about it because they will think before you think I'm putting his back against his family. But that's the conversation that you would definitely have to have with yourself first. But you see, when I put a structure to say you have a husband, anything your husband cannot give you and God cannot provide for you, no problems. I can't do it. Put everyone, you, Momsy, beginning of every month. Anything that happens in between, if your other children cannot sort that need, leave it to God. When I give you money for upkeep and you used to go and associate in church because you have Odo that would come and give you when the small change has left in your hand, when it's finished, yeah, you will always come back. And because a compassionate son, yeah, so do not let anyone take advantage of your good heart and your compassion. Peter was compassionate about Jesus Christ, and that was the avenue Satan used to enter into Peter, and Jesus rebuked him. So be vigilant, be circumspect, and be wise. So once I did that, everybody now I began. So this you are seeing this money, but where is it going to?
Yeah.
As flimsy as I want to buy gas, I want to buy a recharge card, and you just 2015. So yeah, so you need to set those boundaries and have those conversations. Sorry guys, we had to change our power source because we're in Nigeria. Yeah, and so offline we're having a conversation about how people perceive you to have money because of what you do. It is their right to perceive, but they don't know your pocket. So you will not stop making progress or being excellent because you don't want people to think you have money. I have people that don't that refuse to buy a car because if they buy a car now, people start billing them. When they bill you, you tell them no. You know, I have friends that okay, that's see, if you don't know how to say no, you will suffer.
You will suffer. Learn to say no.
So you need to say no. And if you are growing up and you can't say no more than yes, you would have a lot of issues. Yeah. So I grew up hearing the word from Daddy Kumuyi. Others may, I cannot. Let us smoke. I say no. Let us go to the club. Say no. Every year we go to the camp and we hear him telling us, say no. So, no worry, no. I go to parties to shoot and then like, how do you have fun if you don't drink and you don't smoke? I say I have my fun in the Holy Ghost. They say you don't start. So now they know. All my clients know that if it's Wednesday and you are hiring Lemuel, once it's 9:30, he's leaving your event because he needs to go to Shekinah. So let people know what you stand for. I don't mind losing that business if it does not align with what I want to do. And when you do that enough, people know you for who you are and they just leave you there. You know, there are things that go. When I see Mama Clem doing after thing, you don't stress yourself too much, and then I see her, doing other tedious jobs that involves cooking or taking care of people. I don't say, nah, start with that. Leave them. So you need to have an identity as a teenager. Let people know you for something, right? Megan, I want to say something. Quickly.
I don't know if it's common to us. I think for me, I actually am the kind of independent. I feel like even if I ask you for something of 20 naira, it's like a body. It's on. So I actually feel that if I ask you for, even if it's something as small as 20 naira, like it's kind of like a burden. I'll be like, why can't I do this myself? Like, why ask you? I can as well do it. Like I can as well work for it instead of asking you. Like it's something my sister has complained a lot of times about. Truthfully, there are times I go to church, I don't have offering, and Sabi will be like, this girl, you cannot even open your mouth and ask someone for offering. And I'm like, I cannot do it.
It's okay to ask for help sometimes. Yeah. When you genuinely need it, it is okay to ask for help. You know, don't be a Superman. Don't be a Superman Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Not. So, ask for help, if you will. So someone made a comment and said something like, "I would love to know Mama Clem's house, since she derives joy in cooking. I derive joy in eating." So the last question, and then we'll begin to bring this. I mean, it's always fun when you're in the studio. You don't want to leave. We've been on this show for over an hour, 30 minutes, and it was supposed to be like a 45-minute show. So that's to say that when conversations are interesting and thought-provoking, time becomes, you're lost for time. So this question is a two-in-one question, and I would not like us to dance around so we can, because I know that some persons here are still going about their band. So yeah, in what way can teenagers use their values to cope with the setback and failures? and stay motivated to keep going forward? Emmanuel, what way can teenagers use their values to cope with setback and failures and stay motivated to keep going forward? Yes.
Okay, for me, sometimes ago I had this issue with tech, software programming. I actually reached out to one of the claims, okay, Mrs. Clementina, and Daddy Green. And she said to me, okay, go on YouTube, watch these videos, watch it again, till you understand. And Daddy Green also came. They gave me sweet and nice words that I read the message. I read the message again. So going then, and I went back, downloaded videos, many videos. I made mistake. They'll tell you debug and run. You will debug and run. But okay, I asked just the guy just tutoring me. Like he said, just keep trying. He said he's not the kind of person that will teach you. He said learn with your mistake. So I will go again, debug and run. Debug and run is my motto actually, because it's when you debug, that means you are making an error somewhere. You check, you go from beginning again. Then this your mistake. Just take it out. Whenever I make a mistake, I'll just smile. Okay, I'll go again. I'll smile. I don't want to get to my head that I don't do too much. I don't do vex you. But the smile is just okay. Keep going, Emmanuel. And then again, what gives me then that situation, I keep my life, because this is actually a challenge, and I got to see the end of this. I no go agree. I got to see the end. So that's actually everything.
So you are saying, in essence, that stay motivated, keep going, do not relent, be resilient about whatever challenge you are facing. Question 2 is, how can teenagers identify and build a sense of purpose based on their values, and how does that influence their goals and decision? Agnes, use your mic, it's fine. Okay, go ahead.
Sir, please,
How can teenagers identify and build a sense of purpose based on their values, and how does that influence their goals and decisions?
How can teenagers build a sense of
Value
around their purpose?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, when you want to build value around your purpose, you need to know what you want to do. You need to know your abilities and what you can do and how it can be of value to the community. Then after knowing what you can do, you need to improve more on it. You need to improve more on what you can do, learn more, gather more knowledge on what you can do. It's not about knowing, okay, I can cook, and then it's not about knowing how to cook. There are so many things that you can still learn about cooking. You can still learn more things, how to decorate what you've cooked, how to improve more on it, and also setting goals, because you have to give out value, and you don't give what you don't have. So you set goals, because Tenny said priority. You prioritize. Okay, this is time for me. This is time for the people I'm giving value to. When you are giving time for your self growth, for your personal development, and in turn you set time for the people you are going to give the value to. Okay, I'm learning how to cook, I'm setting time for this. Okay, this is time for tutorials, this is time for this. You do not let your time for tutorials, okay, you spend over 40 hours inside your house. You are just building yourself. Then you don't come out to shine the light to people you are building yourself for. You just be there. You just build your house and stay there. Nobody will see the house. Under the earth. So that is why they say let your light so shine that men may see it. So when you've built yourself, come out. Let other people see you too, that yes, you've done something.
Awesome.
Tenny?
So just to add to that last point, now I'm speaking from my experience. There are a lot of times, I felt I felt I'm not good enough, the aspect of graphics designing, chess, music, and all that. And I was intimidated to come out. So, like, there are times I know people that, we started designing together, and these people, they have Instagram accounts, but I felt, I'm not good enough. So, what's the point of coming out? Come out in your raw state. You may not be perfect. No, I don't mean you should just come. What I mean is, it's not about being perfect, right? So there was an incident that happened in the scripture, I think John chapter 2 or John chapter 3, when the wine finished in Cana, and at the wedding at Cana, and then Jesus' mother came to him and said, "Oh, there's no more wine." No. And Jesus said, "Woman, leave me. There's my time has not come." Now Jesus was still okay. Jesus was still like, "My time has not come." There is an urgency, right? So it's not a matter of I'm not perfect enough, I'm not good enough. Come out. Let your light shine. While the disciples were still under tutor, while they were still under training, while they were still under discipleship, Jesus still sent them out. So it's not, they were not perfect, because definitely they still, after Jesus died, after the death of Jesus, we saw what happened to them, how they went back. So these people were not perfect, but Jesus still sent them out in that they are on perfect state. So in their perfect state. So please, teenagers, adults, young ones, wherever you are, even if it seems like you're not perfect, I'm speaking to myself too, and this is what I'm going to start doing now. Come out, let people know what you do. Go to the streets, evangelize. We know that your English is not good enough. Go out like that. We know you don't we know you don't know enough scriptures. Go out like that. Just go out with the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit be your backing, and be convinced, be confident. Don't allow people intimidate you. Don't. Thank you.
That Basi has a thing to say.
All right. Teenagers and every other person, beyond your skills, beyond your talent, beyond what you can do, there is really something about you. Because for every environment you find yourself, there is a reason. There is a reason. The skills and talent you have may not be useful to everybody in your environment, but there is something about you that can influence that environment. Your character, the way you relate with people. It has absolutely nothing to do with your skills. You are a keyboardist, you are a graphic designer. The person in your next compound does not need that. May not have need for it. But your character affects everybody around you. So from your character, first off, you can talk about Jesus before they even want to hear you open your mouth. On my street, they call me pastor. And I keep begging as many as will come close to me that are calling me pastor. Please don't call me pastor. I am not. I am okay, bro. Leave me where I am. I am very okay with it. Why? Because every time I passed, like from the moment I come out of my gate till I hit the main road, I greet like almost everybody I see. At some point, somebody say, "Bless, say the next election you'll contest for councillor here." Because they know me. At some point, somebody stopped me, was flagging me down on Third Mainland Bridge and shouting, "Pastor, pastor, pastor." I don't know this man. I don't know. I think, "Pastor, pastor, pastor." Say, "I know you on my street. You used to greet people." I say, "Really?" And I said, "Thank you, sir." And whenever I'm coming back, people will run to go and open the gate for me. Many of them I don't know. Many of them are adults, older than me. They just want to open the gate. Why? Because of character. I have never had interaction with any of them one-on-one. So my skill set has nothing to do with it. It is your personality. So if you are going to reach them with the gospel, first of all, the value you carry as a person must first of all speak before you open your mouth to speak. God bless you.
Megan, can I say something?
Okay, so it's like adding to what Tenny said. There's something Sabi always says. We cannot all be in the same place and we're burning ourselves. We are all burning for God, yes, but then we can't be. But just like, it's just like, okay, yes, we are all called to be evangelists, and then we carry the presence of God, the fire and everything. and then we're just sitting down in the church every Sunday, every Wednesday. We're coming. We're not doing anything to win more souls. We're not terrorizing the kingdom of darkness. So it's actually what Sabi used to say. I can never forget that because it's something I actually do, but I've started working on it. You staying together and burning yourself, where you should actually go out and burn the kingdom of darkness, bring more souls into the kingdom. So that's just what I want to say.
All right. I'm sorry. This is where we're going to draw the curtain on this edition of the Shekinah Family Podcast. Even as we round off, I'll take final words from Mama Clem. So whatever you want to say, just say it in 1 minute. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And, this is a call to tell you that in teenagers group, we've not been wasting our time. Like I listened to what Emmanuel said. I just recall back that came up after our teaching on purpose and emotional intelligence. So if you're a teenager in Shekinah family and you're not in our platform, you are missing a lot. You are really missing. So if you can look at 1 or 2, 3 persons in this place, you see that this knowledge are being impacted and they are working with it. So this is a call for you that you are not in that platform, or you are in that platform and you are not doing yourself any good by not participating or even reading the things and the materials that is being posted to you. You are actually not doing yourself good. And it's also to remind you that come 13th of April, more knowledge will be impacted. So you have no reason to just sit at home. Like we said, you as an adult can come and learn the things you need to. These children that are still under you will soon become teenagers tomorrow, and this knowledge are growing. By this time next year, more new things will come up, and we will not be dwelling on these things we have talked about this year. So come learn this new thing so that it will be useful for you tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone.
Final words from Daddy Bassi.
Thank you. Nothing more to add to what Mama Clem has said, just to invite everyone out there to the Teens Conference, Shekinah Teens Conference, on the 13th of April 2025. That is like a few days from now. We'll be having marvelous speakers. There will be events, beautiful events that will thrill you. The teenagers will display a lot of things, and we'll have 2 guest speakers, powerful guest speakers, and that number 1 will be Pastor Daniel Ocheme, who will be speaking on the main theme, vitamins of value. And we'll also have Mommy Peace Onyegbuna, and she'll be talking to the teenagers on purpose, passion, and fashion. We cannot say everything here today, but just come and you receive from them. God bless you.
My God. Now, I wish I...
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. It's all right.
On the 13th.
So on the 13th of April 2025 at the number 1B Zion compound off Adeboye Street, Bariga, Elijah Road, the Teens Connect will be having their conference. And it's one that, if you're a teenager and you have teenagers that look up to you in your community, bring them down to that venue for a life transforming moment. I mean, we can't have the whole conversation here, and we need to build our community one teenager at a time. Mr. John, take it away from me.
Yes, thank you very much, Lemuel. Thank you for all the facilitators and the teenagers here. We also want to say a big thank you to King Arabi Studios.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Thank you very much, King Arabi Studios. You've always been there, and I know you're going to continue to be there. Yes.
I will be
Also,
there.
I want to say a big thank you to Sabi.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We love you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, the CPC. Thank you to every member.
Thank you.
Of Shekinah family. This program is brought to you by Shekinah family. And then we will be back again next month. It says the flyer will be out. You're going to know what we'll discuss by this time next month.
Okay, the teenagers in the building wants to give a shout out. So take it away from you guys.
We love you all.
Right.
Bless
So
you.
the glory of the youth is in their strength. This is where we're going to join the. This is where we're going to be drawing the curtain on this month's edition. Watch out for more amazing episodes on this show. Till next time, it's King Lemuel signing out.
Peace.